just sorting my PC out. I will be with you shortly. Right, I think we're all muted. I think we're all sorted. Yeah, there we go. Hello and good evening. Lorna Carter from Lorna Carter's Creations. It's Monday night, so that's Monday Makes with me. So tonight we're going to be making, we're going Christmas, so we're going to be making a gift box, Christmas gift box, and a Christmas card to match. Hi Chris, hi Sylvia, hope you're both well. Lovely to see you on. Yeah, so we're going to be using the Christmas season bundle, and we're going to be doing some die cutting and using the blending brushes and things like that tonight. So I will turn the camera down and we will get started. If you just bear with me. That's it. Oh, I'm not very good at this bit. Oh, the dogs are just about to go out. We do it every week. Same time every week. Right, I think we're alright set up like that. Right, so the Christmas season bundle is in the mini catalogue, July to December, which is actually August to December, which has all the Christmas and harvest and autumnal stamps and dies in. And this is what we're going to be using. And so it's the Christmas season bundle, so you've got these beautiful stamps, all foliage, pine cones. So we're going to be using those tonight. Also, I'm going to be using a selection of sentiments. Now, I'm just trying to think which ones I'm gonna... Not thought about that one. Just let me find... I believe... I should have got it marked. Right, we're going to be using... one of the stamps in For Unto Us, which is page 41 on the in the catalogue. So I'll pop that away. I'll show you what we're going to be making, or something along the same lines as. So I was playing about over the weekend, and this is one of the cards I made. I'll stand up so I can get nearer the camera. So that's one of the cards I made. I don't know, yes I did decorate it inside. So that stamp set, that one is actually Christmas to Remember, I think it's called, in there. But there's that one I made, but the one we're going to be making tonight is this wreath one with the holly leaves and then the berries. And we've got an embossed background with the ribbon, and then, whoops, we'll get there, and that is the inside. So that is what we're going to be making for the card. As for the boxes, I've got a selection that I've made. So my aim with this was, I've got 3 different, slightly different openings. So with this one, it has, I've used the basic border dies, and I've cut the front flap. It's got Velcro dots on, and then you open it, and I've just put this, it's a slice of soap that I've popped in there. So that goes in there like so, and I thought that was something different. All designer series paper on that one. So that one's the first one. The second one is basically the same, but we've done, instead of having designer series paper, I've embossed some very vanilla card, and I've used the blending brush and just popped a bit of Sahara Sand, I think it was, round the edges, just to give it that sort of oldie worldy effect. I've just all the way around, and this it's got a little notch out, so you can just pull that one up. So that is that opening. And then last but not least, I made this one. I finished it off this evening actually. So we've got a little bit more foliage on there. That's the pine cone. It's really sweet how that is. I love it. But for the base, I've used the real red cardstock. I just thought I'd do something different to see what it was like. I've used the ribbon, so you just pull the ribbon up. But this one, I've decorated it inside, gone that little bit further, just put embossed background in. I mean, you could actually put a greeting on there. I know you've got one on the front, but when you open it, it would, you know, it'd be nice. So those are the 3 designs that I'd made. So we might do a mixture. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how we go when we get started. Is there any, should I say, is there any preferences which you'd like to see? So the ribbon's the sort of the easiest one. This one's sort of, I say, use the basic border dies to die cut the front. And then that one is just punched with a round punch. So if anybody would like to see any, you know, whichever design closure, just pop it on and we can we'll do it, because we don't have to do it straight away, so we'll make the card first. So I'll pop them boxes to one side. And we'll get started. So the card base, I've used real red for this one. Oh, thanks Sylvia. So I've used real red, so that's half a sheet of A4, cut at 14.8, scored at 10.5. So I'll just get that done now. We need 2 pieces of very vanilla at 10 centimeters by 14.3, and then we're going to emboss the front one. So we'll do that first. So I'll get my trimmer and my card, just bear with me. There we go. Right, so we've got a piece of a real red. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this at 14.8 on the landscape side. Just pop that piece to one side, and then we'll score it at 10.5. So that's that piece done. So we need some very vanilla. This is just the ordinary very vanilla. And let me get my brain into gear. We want like the 2 pieces at 14.3. This is on the landscape side. And then I spin that round again, and we want 10 centimeters. Pick it up, and 10 centimeters. So I've just got that little bit spare. Let's put my trim away for now. Right, so we will burnish our card base. put that to one side. Right, so for a start, I'm just going to, I've got my it's the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to pop that piece in there. And I'm just, because I've got to use my big machine, I'm just going to go off picture, won't be a second. And we'll just line that through. Seem to have everything everywhere over there tonight. So, I don't know if you can, that's lovely. I love that embossing folder, I really do. It can be used for quite a lot of things. So with that, we're going to use, better get it out because I haven't got it out. We're going to use Sahara Sand, and I have somewhere a scrap so we can blend round. So I'm just going to get, unfortunately I still haven't got my blending brushes ordered, so I must get them done. So what we're going to do is just blend round the edge, just go from the outside inside, and we're just going to just put a little bit of colour on. My ink pad is ready for re-inking. Done a fair bit of blending, so it's just a matter of being gentle and fairly patient just to put that bit of colour on. Keep going into a spot that hasn't got a lot of ink. There we go, it's coming. I get impatient, I'm afraid. When it comes to blending, I'm saying be patient, but I just want the colour on. And sometimes I get carried away and then we get too much on. There we go. A little bit too much there, but just looks antiquified, oldie worldy. So just a bit more down there. Oops. I'm just gonna, there we go. Right, so that's the embossed part. The one piece that goes in the inside, I have just, not as much colour, but I have just gone round the edge. Keep it in that spot on that ink pad. Let me try it there. There we go. It's coming. Slowly but surely. Hi, Lid. So there we go. I think that'll just about. So we've just got a little bit of colour just to make it sort of antiquified. Just put my ink pad away. So the embossed bit we're going to put on the front. This bit we're going to put inside. But what I will do, I'm just going to, we'll get that stamped. We'll do that next. So I've got all my stamps lined up tonight. It's like, where are they? Right, so I'm going to use tonight Mossy Meadow for the holly and Real Red for the berries. So in here I'm just, what did I do with that? I had my pad. Oh, I don't know what I've done with it. It's about somewhere I was playing with it earlier. Right, so I'm just going to ink the holly leaves. And I'm going to go in at the top this time. Some of them I do from the bottom. We'll do them from the top. Okay. So I'll just clean off as I go. Right. So we want the berries. Now I only want 3 berries. And as you can see, there's 4. If I do it like that, there's 4 berries on there. So what I'm going to do, just take it to the ink pad and just hit the 3 berries I require. And then we're just going to go into the corner. Like so. Just so we've got, I love holly, absolutely love holly. Okay, so I'm going to do the sentiment in Real Red, and Christmas to remember. It's the love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through. I think there's a bit of a Christmas, I don't know if it's a Christmas carol or a song or what, with that one. Just take those off. So we're going to, so I'm going to do this in red. So I just ink that up. I'm just going to do a test. Not quite straight, but let's go for it. Let's see what that comes out like. Nope. Just got a little bit of ink, stray ink, but no, that's fine. That will be fine. Right. So for the front of the card, we have, I'm only going to stamp, I've got some already prepared, so I'm only going to stamp one set and die cut, just so you can see how it's done. So I'll get my little stamp and cut and emboss machine. So we need some scrap, very vanilla. Somewhere I have it here in my little, there we go. So we're going to use, what have I done with that? I'm going to use the holly again, So we want, I'll do a set of holly and a set of the berries. Whoops, I've got ink everywhere. Get that off. So if we ink up, so usually I'd use my, because it's photopolymer, I'd use my stamping mat, but I don't know what I've done with it. It's about somewhere, but so I used it earlier. Never mind. So if we stamp a set of the holly, and then we'll just do some leaves, berries. And just, I'm gonna put that away. I'm just going to ink up all of them this time. Okay. When I do anything like this, I mean, I like just to see the odd number of berries, and but I always cut them out because the die is obviously matches. I've got them somewhere. I've got them all prepared. So the die is for the 4. But I just cut one of the berries off and I reuse it on something else. So it's not wasted. With these dies, I find, because they're fairly little pieces, I find a bit of low tack tape just helps out. So I'm just lining them up. And there we go. I'm just going to cut that piece so we can go through the die cut machine. So I always stagger my stagger my plates. Okay, and then we just feed those through. Just put that out of the way. So just pop those out. There we go. I'm a bit more organised tonight. I've got a little pot to put my dies in because I end up losing them else. There we go. And they actually cut out individually, those ones, little holly leaves. So put those to one side and put those to one side. Right. So here's some I prepared earlier. I didn't want to be cutting out loads because it takes time. Right, so I'm going to stick the inside in some liquid glue. I just think the cream, the antiqued cream, goes nicely with the red base card. I think it looks lovely. Okay, so then we're going to put that on there like so. Liquid glue again. Make sure I've got it the right way around. You can just read some of the writing, so it's good to get it the right way. Right. So what else we need? I've used a double oval punch, which I've got out somewhere, which is this one. So the scalloped part I've done in real red, and then I've just done a cream, ordinary, very vanilla cream, listen to me, very vanilla in the small one. So I'll just get me scraps. That's that one. I do have a load of scraps here. Can use that. Right, so we'll cut. Is it going to go? It will go that way. So I'm just going to cut real red, one of those. And then for the sentiment, the Merry Christmas, this one is from For Unto Us stamp set. It's just this one here. It's just a nice small, I've got it out somewhere, nice small stamp that will just fit in the small oval. I'm just going to put this on, and I'm going to stamp it first and then punch it. So we're going to do that in Mossy Meadow. Just ink the stamp up. Just like so. That's it. I'm just cleaning off my stamp, and then we'll go in with the punch. It just nicely fits on. Oops, put those away. What I am going to do just before I put it on there though is just go round it quickly with my blending brush. Probably just got enough colour left on just to give it, okay, maybe not, just need a little bit more. Just a matter of round the edge. There we go. So it just gives it that little bit. So we're going to stick that onto there with some liquid glue. Faithful tweezers. Centre it up as best as I can. Okay. Right, get rid of that for now. So, as I say, we've got some scissors. So what I do, because I want 3, I just take, whoops, stuck to me. Just take that odd one off. So, and I use that on other projects. Just put them on singly on other projects. Don't waste it. Right, so I'm just, I need 7. So they come in 2 sizes. There's a larger one and a smaller one. I'll just get a selection. So I think 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7. Put them in there out of the way. Right, so what we're going to do, it's just a matter of just laying them on the card, like so. So as you put them down, as we glue them down, we can sort of just nothing's going to stay, is it? But you get my drift. So I'll put them down, but I just want to pop that. We're going to stick that up on dimensional, so you can see. It doesn't matter, you'll be able to, because I'm sticking these flat. So if I start sticking those, and in fact on that one, looking, I did it like that at the bottom, and then I stuck my bow. So we'll do that. So I'll do the same. More fingers and thumbs tonight. Right. Tell you what, let's stick that one down first. So just a matter of putting them down. Whoops. With liquid glue. Must admit, I do love a Christmas wreath. Get the glue flowing. So we've got them stuck down on the for the berries. I've done it. Oops, it stuck to me. Let's get that on. For the berries, I've used mini dimensionals just to pop them up. That's it. That's the one I haven't got done. So you can see how it comes together. Like so. And pop this up, as I say, on a couple of dimensionals. And because it's on an embossed background, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there. So we can place that where we want it. So, and then the berries, just get some little dimensionals, and I'm going to go the whole hog, and we're going to have one on each berry. Can't have it falling off. Oops. So I'll just take these off. Don't come off. And put them in the pot. Okay, so we'll go there. And the next bit is the bit that I dread. Tying a bow. I've never been the best at tying a bow. Yeah, we'll go there. Just space them out. That's it. And then like so. So we're getting there. It's just the bow we need. So the bow, it's the sheer ribbon, real red sheer ribbon. It's 3/8 of an inch. So we're going to have a go. I did that one actually off the reel, so fingers crossed, let's have a go. So I'm better off if I do bunny ears. So 2 bunny ears and pull it through. Pull that one. Let me just, that's better. So let's, come on bow, you can do it. There we go. I'm quite pleased with that. To be on live. Oh dear. So I just, not far off. It's going to go different to that one, but never mind. I am not the best bow tire at all. And it's 90% faff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down there. I'll faff about with it in a second. I'm going to stick that on with a glue dot. So I'm going to take my glue dot and pull it over. And I'm going to pop it on there. And then so it's slightly different to that one, but no card is the same. It's not too bad. I'm just gonna make them a bit. There we go. I'm quite chuffed. So that is the card, the wreath card. So I'll pop that up there to one side, and then we'll do the box. So the box is made from, I've used thick, very vanilla cardstock. I'll just, so I've used very vanilla cardstock. I have made a template there for my box, which I was quite proud of actually. I was going to try and do it on the computer, but I'm not that technical. But this is the box. I've got my score marks on here because I forgot to transfer them over. But if anybody would like a template, I've got it so it'll scan. I've scanned it and I can send you all the measurements and everything, or I can even write it on and scan it again. That's not a problem. But if anybody's interested, I can email you that. That's not a problem. So the box is 17.6 centimeters by 23.9 centimeters. I know it's a little bit of an oddball, but I made this box to suit the soaps. So that's why it's sort of a little bit of an oddball really, but I say it can be resized for anything. You could put chocolates in it. I'm going to have a go at I do a little bit of felting, and I do some pictures, and I'm going to see if I can make a box to actually put the little frames in. The little frames are about so big, so I'm going to see if I can design a box to actually put that in. It's quite a bit deeper than that though, so I think it'd need to be an A3 piece of card, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So if you're interested, just let me know and I can get that email to you. So as I said, we need a piece that's 17.6 centimeters. Just let me bring my extension out. Hope you see that all right. So on the portrait side, we want 17.6. So just put my scraps off to one side. So that's 17.6. If we turn that landscape, we need this at 23.9. Okay, so that is our base piece. So now on the portrait side, if we have the portrait side in front of us, we need to score this. I'm just going to move my light slightly that way. So we need to score this at 2 centimeters. Take my cutting blade away, otherwise I'll cut it. So we're 2 centimeters. We're 4.3 centimeters. We are 13.3 centimeters. And because I can't really see my 15.6, what I'm going to do is spin my card round, and I'm going to pop it in, because it's 2 centimeters. So the measurements, just let me explain myself. So we're 2 centimeters each side, 2.3 centimeters next to that, and then you've got a piece that's 9 centimeters. So I'm going to go in and score this side at 2 centimeters. It's just so, because I can't see very well, it's just on the join. Hope that makes sense. So we've got, I don't know if you can see that or not. So we've just got 4 lines on there. Right, so we're going to do this landscape now. So we're going to score again at 2 centimeters. We're going to score at 4.3 centimeters. We're going to score at 11.8 centimeters. We're going to score at 14.1. And 21.6. So we can manage this one because it goes over the goes over this bit. So what we should have, if I can show you, so we've got 2 narrow sort of lines at the bottom, a big one, a narrow one, a big one, and then 1 narrow one up there. So that's what it should look like. If you can, it's difficult to show you, but so that is the scoring done. I should have done it in a different colour really. It might have been easier to see. Right, so I'm going to put that at the side. So the two narrow lines are at the top there, so you want those at the top, and the one on its own at the bottom. And we're going to get some snips. So what we're going to do first, so at the bottom with the single narrow, we're going to cut the two bottom right squares. And with this, you want to be to the left, just the left hand side of the score line. And with this one, it's the right hand side of the score line. That's it. And we do the same at the left hand side. I always do this. Come on. When you're off camera, I can always do it, but when I'm on camera, I can't. Okay, so that's what we've got at the moment. Right, now what I'm going to do is turn it so the piece we've cut's at the right hand side. So if I do this, so what I'm going to do is we're going to cut down all these sections, so all the score lines, and we're going to actually cut the score lines out. So it's only a thin slither, but we're going to cut those out like so. So every one, I can't see. Can't see myself. So every score line, I'll pull them out in a minute. Just makes the box fit together better. So this end one, so we're going to cut down there. We're not going to cut the score line out of this end one, because what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it round. If I rotate that as we go, and I'm going to cut just a little oops, stuck to me. So we're just going to cut that at an angle. Okay, so this is what we've got. Just let me pull my little pieces out and cut those off. That one's in there, just like so. Okay, then we're going to turn it round and we're going to repeat what we've done so we can see where we are. So down to the second score line, just cutting the score line out. And then this one, we cut the left hand side of the score line, and then we're just going to cut that piece at an angle. Okay, so we'll take these pieces off. Little fiddly things. But it does make the box a lot easier. Right. So with the single tab at the bottom, okay, I've done something wrong. No, I haven't. I've got my thing the wrong way around. Don't worry. Oh, just scaring myself then. Right. So what we need to do with the single tab at the bottom, we need to remove, where's my pencil? We need to remove that piece and that piece. So instead of having a double piece there, we're going to have a single one. So if we just remove that and just to the left hand side of the score line, and then to the right hand side of the score line at this side. Okay, right, so we're getting there slowly but surely. So what we need to do is a single tab at the front. We're just going to angle those pieces, and if we turn it round, we're going to angle these pieces, that one and that one. Okay, turn it round the other side and just repeat that one and that one. We might have to cut a little bit more off it later, but better to cut a little bit more off than cut too much off. Right, so we're getting there slowly but surely. So what we need to do now is remove these two squares there. So just in from the notch, from the score line, sorry, not the notch, and same on that side. And then we're going to do the same, just wedge both corners like so. Right, so we're now going to, we've done the front piece and the tabs. We're now going to concentrate on these. So this is the piece that has the two narrow tabs at the side, and we're just, all we're going to do is just wedge those like so. We're nearly there. And then the last piece at the back, we've got where the two narrow pieces are. We're going to take the two outer squares off. So just the inside of each of the score lines, and then we're just going to wedge both of those. So all the edges, all the sides are wedged. So hopefully, if I put that down to there we go, we're not far off. So that is the cutting of the box. So now what we're going to do is just going to put that to one side now. I'm going to score all the burnish all the score lines. So we're just going to go in and burnish them all. I think you've got all the bits. They're all over. Okay. So once we've burnished these, so I think, yeah, we're all done. Right, so I'm just going to turn this over. Right, I'm going to do I might do another one designed similar to that, which has the ribbon, which is, I think, it is the easiest. but I'll talk you through what to do with the other two openings. So we'll do the ribbon one, but if we were to do this one, which I've used the basic border die. So if I just get that, I can get that out just to show you. It's here somewhere. She says. Okay, so the basic border dies. I've used this one. That's the one I've used. You could use that one, but if I put that down, it'll only sort of cut the front, whereas this one, what you do is you'd have to mark ruler. So what I did was, it's the single end I'm working on, the narrow end. So I go for half. I'm just going to move that up there. It's just over 8. So if I just marked half, and then I'd put the point at half, and then I put that through. It will go through the die machine, the big one, not the small one. It'll go through the big one, and that you just obviously tape that down and you put that through, and that's how you get the point. For the designer series paper that I popped on, that was we got there eventually. It's a matter of cutting a piece to fit, so whatever, say 8.5 by, what was it, 8.5, 2 points, no, 8.5, sorry, brain work. If you did it 8.5 by 2 centimeters, and you die cut it with this, find the center again of it, like we have here, and die cut that, and then what you'd have to do is just slightly adjust this piece, but you can trim that because that's a straight piece, straight edge, so you can trim that to how close you want it. But that's how I did that. I did think it was that was the first one I did, and I did think that was quite sweet. I like the stitching on there. It's just something different. But that's how I did that. And then this one, so basically what I did, so this is the top, this notch is out the bottom, so it is the double ended piece I've used. Now this is a retired Stampin' Up punch. You no longer get it from Stampin' Up, but it's a 1/2 inch punch, round punch. And then all I did was I did cut a little piece off this edge, because it doesn't, all that's going to do is fold up like so. So it's only sort of a straight strengthener. So you can cut a piece off there until your punch actually fits in. The line wants to be halfway down the punch. So if let's just have a go. Here we go. So if you looking at it like that, you cut a little piece off there, off the front, and then you'd match that up. Let me come nearer the camera. I don't know if you can see or not. be that way. So the line, you can't see, this is a problem. So if I put, you wouldn't do this, but it's only so I can show you. So if I put a line, and what we're going to do is put that line in the centre, and then we're going to punch out. And then when you fold that back, you get your notch at the front. So that's how I did that. I hope that makes sense. But the ribbon, all you need is a stapler. So it just makes life a little bit easier. Right, so I'll rub that off later, that's not a problem. So the one we're going to do is, closure is this one, so we don't need to do anything on that part. So what we're going to do first is we'll cut out I'm going to do I'm not going to do designer series paper. I'm going to go on, do I do designer series paper? Just bear with me. We can cut designer series paper. It's all the same sizes. This card was embossed, the very vanilla, embossed, and then I've blended the Sahara Sand to give it that antique look. So we'll cut DSP tonight. We've done the blending. We've done some blending on the other piece. So bearing in mind, as I say, the card sizes will just be the same as the designer series paper. So we need a piece of designer series paper or card that you're going to emboss at 8.5 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So I'm just going to cut a piece at 8.5. So we've got 8.5 by 7. And that piece is going on the top, like so. Okay. Actually, we should really have done card, thinking about it, but never mind. Let's try it. And then we need 2 pieces at 8.5 centimeters by 1.8 centimeters. So we now need 1.8. Only little bits. 1.8. So as I say, these are just the card sizes as well if you want to emboss your card. And then we need 2 pieces at 7 centimeters by 1.8. So I'm just going to cut the 1.8 and then we'll cut the 7. That's not wanted. So, oops, just cut these pieces at 7. Just checking my measurements. By 7. Okay. So that is the designer series paper cut. Right, what I'm going to do is, because what I've done with this, I'm going to glue it. I'm not going to use a stapler. If I was using the card, I would staple it, and I just glued the piece of card over the top. I stapled it to this piece, so we'd have, let me cut some ribbon. So had a piece of ribbon like so, and I just did it at an angle, and then I put, this is what I did with the card, I put the ribbon like that, and then I stapled it like so. Now because it's only, it is card, but it's not as thick as this card that I've used, I'm going to go in and I'm going to use tear and tape. So if I just, let me get my tear and tape ready. There's different ways you can do it, but I was just thinking that's what I did with that one. So at an angle, did I do it like, did it the other way, did it like that? Okay, so in the middle, best as I can, I'm going to put some tear and tape over. I'm going to put some more like so, and then what I'm going to do, let me get me, then I'm going to put another piece just to reinforce it down that front. It's really strong tear and tape. There we go. So if I take that off, but I'm going to stick it down with glue. So we'll do that. So that's what it will look like. So it's the single end facing you, and then we're just going to put that piece down like so. So when that goes in, it's sturdy. That will be fine, absolutely fine. So that's on there. We may as well, while it's flat, so the shorter pieces go on the back like so. Now this is a non-directional DSP. If you had a directional DSP, you would just have to be a little bit careful, because obviously this is the top of the box. So let me stick it down and we can I'll show you. You just have to be careful you got it the right way up. So centre it as best you can. Bit too much glue on there. And you can say you can decorate it whichever way you want, however you prefer. This designer series paper is from the Heartwarming Hugs one. That's in the, it was out last year in the mini catalogue, the like Christmas catalogue, but I do love it. And it's not just for Christmas. So there's check on one side and polka dots on the other side, so you can use it for any sort of card really. Right, so that's the DSP popped on. So as I said, if you had a directional one, so if we looked at the front, you'd want it obviously coming down. That is the side, so you'd want it coming down that way. And then obviously these, you'd want it in the right direction. So you've got to think, if you've got a directional DSP, just to be careful you get it the right way. Now, not all these are glued, all my boxes. This one isn't glued. It's held together really well, and you take, it's not glued, it's just pushed in, that one. So I have glued the other ones, but it's however you want to do it. So let's try it without glue and see how we go. So we've got the front here, so that's obviously going to be the top of the box. So what we need to do is, if we fold those in, lift the front up, lift the back up. Okay, and then we've got these two pieces here that slide over the top. This might need glue, this one. Just make sure. So we've got that where we want it to be, and then that piece is pushed in. Oh, we might get away. I'll glue it, I think, just to show you. But there we go. That's the basic box. It fits together really, really nicely. And you just lift it up. Now, to glue it, I must admit, you can put glue on these tabs, because obviously they're going to push in and into there. But because these go over the top, I would just put some tearing tape down, and it wants to be right at the end, like so. On each side. And on the front if you want. Or should I say the back? It's the front at the bottom. Gets confusing. Right. So if I take this off, so sometimes it will just go together without glue. Right, so I'm not putting any glue on the tabs. So once again, we bring in those sides up. You've just got, it's a little bit fiddly. You just got to make sure that that is in, lined up correctly. Just press that down, just get your bone folder and just go in, just to burnish it. So same at this side, make sure they're in, and that piece, just make sure the sides are in okay. And then stick it down, and it will hold it. And then this one, then last but not least, just fold in, and that, it's quite a sturdy little box. So it's all ready now to decorate. So I hope that bit all made sense. Hopefully it will have done. I'm not the best at explaining. So just to finish it off, just to decorate it, I've cut a few of the leaves out, pine cone out, and then we can just have a selection. We'll have one of them, 3 berries, okay. What do we go with? Do we go with I'll punch another one of those out. Let's just have just get my scraps out. Where's my punch gone? Don't know if that'll fit in there or not. Ooh, yes. So you can decorate it however simple you want, however ornate you want. Just wondered whether just designing on the hoof. Oh, stuck to me. So this is, do we put those under there? Right. I'm just gonna put together, stick it on. Oh, bless you, Chris. I'll watch it on catch up. I've tried to explain. I'm just saying I'm not the best at explaining things. So we've got, running out of, so we're just going to put, I'm not even putting them on. I mean, if you want a bit of dimension, you can bend them and whatever. You can put them on dimensionals, but I don't think I'm going to put the sentiment on dimensionals. Just hold that a second while it sets. Same with this one. Put a bit of let it stick together. I'm just gonna glue this sentiment onto my background, scallop, whatever. So we're gonna pop that up. Might actually put, if you want it bending, just use your bone folder. I'm going to put that on there. I think I'm going to put some tearing tape on top of that, so I don't have to hold it. you're not going to see the middle of it, so it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to put 3 holly leaves on. Let's just place it on. Put it on. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go on the front of here, and I'm just going to stick that on wherever, just so it lifts it up. That one can go down. Ooh, got glue on me, it's sticking to me. Bit fiddly, but hey, get there in the end. Put that like that. And then we'll have one off, coming off like that. Make sure we get it right. Like so. So just stick those down. So then that is going to go on top like that, raised up. It's just something different. I just thinking on the hoof, get some dimensionals, and we'll just pop I'm going to put one more in there. So I'm just going to take those off a little pot. And then, just for security, and then, sorry if my head's going to get in the way. It's stuck down already. Something like that. Just to give it that bit of dimension, and then I'm going to put that on dimensionals. Like so. In fact, I'm going to put that one side on too, so it lifts it up. There we go. Just bend it up a bit. There we go. Some berries. Just going to see if I can. Going to get a mini dimensional. Oops. Put it on there. Just put this on somewhere. Just wondered if it would go like so. Maybe just do another one. Put it underneath. I'm gonna go with 3. I can't go with 2. One more. Oops. So there's all different ways you can decorate. One thing that there isn't on there, I haven't got on any other ones actually, just let me put my lid on there, is a bit of bling. And it is Christmas. It is for Christmas after all. Ooh, dropping everything. Right, I don't have any of the holiday rhinestones, but that's a quick fix. I have my real red Stampin' Blend. That's the dark. I've just got the dark real red Stampin' Blends, and we're just going to colour one of the just going to colour one of them with the Stampin' Blends. In fact, we'll do 3. Well, there we go. Soon turn red. And then we'll have 1, 2. Before we finish, I'm going to take that one out of there, put that one in there. So there we go, there we have it, one box, slightly differently decorated to the ones that I've done, with a ribbon. That ribbon is quite alright on there, with your soap in. So you could put sweets in, whatever. You can make it all different sizes if you adjusted the size. But you could put a sentiment in the top there if you wanted to, like I did on the other one. You could always actually put a piece of designer series paper in the bottom just to finish it off. But that, I think, just makes a nice little gift box. Right, just let me clear my desk, and then I can so all the different closures. I'll tell you what I haven't done, but I can do. Here's that one I prepared earlier when she finds it. There we go. Got to stamp the envelope. So I think you can just see them. Do that, do that, and do that. So that is our makes of tonight. A bit too high. Never mind. There we go, like that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I will turn the camera around in a second. Oh yes, Sylvia, yes, send me your email, and I will I'll write you the all the score lines on it as well, so at least you've got it, so it's all together. But yeah, that's smashing, no problem at all. Right, I'm just gonna spin you around if I can. That's it. Ooh. I don't want to press the wrong button. That's it. Oh dear. Yeah, so that was good fun. I enjoyed that. Maybe a little bit longer than I intended, but we got there in the end. But thank you very much. I say, if anybody wants any other details, all they've got to do, if you want, just email me, message me, whatever, and I can soon send you a template. That's no problem. And yeah, so that's for this week. I don't know what we're doing for next week. I was thinking about another box, but not like this. I want to put little tea lights in, I'm thinking I might not do it next week, but it's all these designs and decisions making. Oh, don't worry, Chris. No problem at all. It's always on catch up. I will definitely load it up. It'll be up on YouTube. It'll be up on Facebook to catch up. I say I'll on my Facebook I'll put all the, not on Facebook, on the YouTube description I'll put all the details on there and all the sizes and everything. So it's all in writing. I mean, if you want it writing down, if you want me to send you the measurements as well, Sylvia, I can do that. Is not a problem at all. I'll just put it all in an email for you. But yes, all good fun. But it's coming up to Christmas, so we've got to start. So that's what I did. We've started already. So, and I love Christmas. Right. Thank you very much. I say I'll put it up on Facebook. Load it up to Facebook, load it up to YouTube. It might be tomorrow now with YouTube, with all the descriptions and everything. But if anybody out there is watching on catch up, I very much appreciate it. If you would like a catalogue, if you haven't got a demonstrator, please don't hesitate in getting in contact with me. It's Lorna Carter's Creations. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Facebook. So if you would like a catalogue popping in the post, that is not a problem. I can sort that out for you. But I've really enjoyed it. I'm very hot and bothered now. I closed my window earlier thinking I wouldn't want it shut, but it is quite warm. So, but thank you very much for watching. I'm waffling. I will go. Thank you. And yes, Lydia certainly can have a go at the box. No problem at all. So, we'll have to sort that out. Right, well, thank you, and we will see you again next week for Monday Makes with me. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.